On August 2014, when the chemical waste from the mine of Buenavista del Cobre, located on Cananea, this is from Grupo Mexico, pollute the Bacanuchi River, then pollute the Rio Sonora River. The presence of 9 metals in the water exceeds up to 31,000 times the levels permitted in the official standards, according to an external analysis. The results of the analysis of a foreign laboratory determined that the water had concentration of iron 31,857 times the levels of the norm. The presence of magnesium was 5,000 times, cadmium nearly 1,500 times more than allowed, and arsenic more than 100 times, so this became a problem for the water in the whole region.
The problem. Pumping 40 million liters of copper sulfate into the river, and local residents have filed 6 suits against the federal government and the Grupo Mexico holding company that owned the mine, alleging rights violation and criminal negligence. The affected. All the towns near the river, like Aconchi, Huepac, San Felipe de Jesus, Ures, and a lot of towns. A lot of animals that drink water from the river, like deers, rabbits, and a lot of other animals.
The affected areas of this ecological disaster were Cananea, Arispe, Banamichi, Aconchi, San Felipe de Jesus, Babiocara, Ures, and Hermosillo. These were the affected areas by this ecological disaster. These areas that are here are the ones that pass from the river Sonora. And how does it happen? This happens because 40,000 liters of sulfuric acid were thrown into the river by the mine of Cananea. There were 6.4 milliliters of aluminum per liter in water of the river. There were 0.95 milliliters by liter, zero point 0.4 milliliters of cadmium, 2.8 of copper, and that is all.
Negative effects: pollution of the Tinaja Stream, Bacanuchi River, and the Sonora River. Another negative effect is that it affects 7 towns that depend on the water of this river. Also, this pollution caused the close of the 322 wells. Semarnat said that is the worst ecological disaster in Mexico. It affects to 24,000 people. People of the Bacanuchi River said that the water turns orange, causing diseases and skin burns. Is the lady named Luz Apodaca of 15 years old that was damaged by the water of the Sonora River with skin burns in her face.
Another case very similar to the Rio Sonora case is the Hudson River pollution case. Between 1947 to 1977, General Electric dumped an estimated of 1.3 million pounds of polychlorinated biphenyls into the Hudson River. These PVCs came from the company's two capacitor manufacturing plants at Hudson Falls and Port Edwards in New York. These PCBs caused extensive contamination of fish in the river and apparently triggered a rapid evolutionary change in the Atlantic tomcod, which after about 50 years of exposure evolved a 2 amino acid change in the AHR2 receptor gene, causing the receptor to bind more weakly with PVCs than normal. The mutation does not prevent the tomcods from accumulating PCBs in their bodies and passing them on to strip bass and whatever else eats them. This system of passing contamination on the larger organism is also known as biomodification. The toxic chemicals also accumulated in sediments that settle into the river bottom. The effects of the pollution. In 1976, the New York State Department of Evolutionary Conservation banned all fish in the upper Hudson because of health concerns with PCBs. PCBs are thought to be responsible for health issues that include neurological disorders, lower IQ, and poor short-term memory, hormonal disruption, suppressed immune system, cancer, and skin irritation, Parkinson's disease, ADHD, heart disease, and diabetes. PCB contamination in humans may come from drinking the contaminated water, absorption through the skin, eating contaminated aquatic life, and/or inhaling volatilized PCBs. PCB contamination is especially dangerous for pregnant and nursing women. The contamination can reach the fetus and potentially cause birth defects. Contamination through breast milk can also have harmful effects on the children indirectly. Responses to the pollution. GE began phase 1 of the long-delayed cleanup of those PCBs. Phase 1 degrading was scheduled to run for approximately 6 months in the Upper Hudson and remove approximately 10% of the PCBs slated to be removed. Then, Phase 2 will remove most of remaining target contaminants and operate for several years. As a conclusion, we think that this disaster could be completely avoided. The solution that the government gave was a fine of 2 million pesos and an agreement between the Mexican government and Grupo Mexico called Fideicomiso Río Sonora. In September 15, 2014, Grupo Mexico accepted to pay an amount of 2,000 million pesos to cover all of the expenses, clean the river, neutralize the chemicals, and support the affected population, among other things. However, we know that many of the procedures are not taken down as they should. By this we mean corruption. So our solution is to include a type of supervision that is impartial and that really cares for this problem. It could be organizations such as Greenpeace, the EPA from the United States, and some people from the affected towns. This will give us a clear view that the project is being well managed.